He's got to get his own chair set up.
All right. Before we start, a couple notes. The 19 three-pointers, new school record. Beats the old record 18. The 114 points are the most against a Division I opponent. And then I'll get you guys the margin difference in that game after that. Coach, you want to open with a statement?
Yeah, that's what we've been looking for. We talked about getting 40 minutes on both sides of the ball. I think maybe the last time we felt like we had it was maybe against Toledo here. So we were looking to get it. I kind of made the point to them, it's time. We've got 2.5 weeks to go in the regular season. If we want to make a run in March, we can't keep messing around playing teams to within single digits when we're supposed to dominate them. I thought the guys answered the bell. I was really proud of our defensive effort. And typically when you're thinking about all defense, the offense just flows and you end up making 19 threes, against a team that, obviously they're struggling. They've had some injuries and stuff, and they're a little down. But I told our guys, that's not our problem. We have to come out and we're not beating Ohio. We need to look at – I actually, to be honest with you, we gave them Saturday off after a Friday game. I came in Sunday. I'm a basketball junkie, so I watched I didn't watch the NBA stuff. I watched the Tennessee-Kentucky game. I came in Sunday morning. I called Tom Fox, our video guy, told him to put together 3 minutes of highlights of all the effort plays from Kentucky. I thought that was as hard as I'd seen anybody play all year. We showed him 3 minutes of Kentucky highlights. Then before I showed him that, I showed him 4 different projections. Everybody's got their bracketology, Joe Lenardi and everybody else's. Well, we were a 7 seed on every single one of them. Kentucky was a 2 seed on every single one of them. One of them had us matched up playing them, some of them just give you the seeds. My point was, look, if we're going to make it past the first weekend, which we talked about doing at the beginning of the year, this is a team we're going to have to beat. So right now, the way we're playing, we have no chance to beat this team. Look at how hard they're playing. So I showed them that. They had 2 great practices. I think it resonated. We got to pick our play up. It's getting here. Hopefully, if we continue to play like we did tonight, we won't be a 7 seed. We'll move our seeding up, and then we can keep doing what we're doing right now.
You did this against one of the lower-rung teams in the MAC. How do you sustain this pace? What you're talking about when you face Kent, Akron, BG at the end of the season.
It's a great question for the guys. I'll let them answer that.
Go ahead. Javon.
Just coming out each night, just taking it one game at a time, not looking too far down the road, respecting the opponent, and just knowing what our goal is. And like Coach said, making it to that second weekend, and just knowing that we can get a higher seed by dominating each game out. You see, last week we were ranked number 23 or something like that. We win a couple games and we still go down to 25 or something like that. But people are noticing our wins are what was supposed to be a dominating win. We escaping by maybe 6 or 4 points. The committee and NCAA is looking at that type of stuff, and so we just gonna try to take it by possession, give it max effort, and we can show the world that we can get very convincing wins.
Do you feel like you need some of these performances, winning by 40-plus points, scoring 110 like you're doing?
Oh, yeah, definitely, because as you can see, what we've been doing have been working. We didn't move at all in the AP rankings. We thought we got away with 2 tough wins. Well, they were tough wins on the road, but we got to be better.
Javon, what's it like being part of what you did in the first half, making 6 in a row and being that hot from 2 to 3?
First, thank my teammates. They found me at the right spots, and then just me. I was struggling the past few games, and just being confident, shooting it, just playing my game.
You feel that coming on the first one, or how many do you got to make before you know you're having this kind of night?
After the second one, and then the third one. Once that went in, I knew it'd be a good one.
You hit that 6th one. You look back at the bench. Was that a little MJ shrug there?
Nah.
He's a LeBron guy. Same Vincent, same age,
You said you were struggling. How so? And besides the scoreboards, obviously, but how are you struggling? What did you do to kind of right the ship for yourself?
Yeah, offensively I was struggling. I told somebody today, as long as my man isn't scoring, I don't care about the scoring. So it just all came together.
Coach, CJ mentioned how the wins last week didn't really make any impact with the polls, and you mentioned how in most bracketologists, they have you out as around a 7 seed. Did you feel like you had to make a statement a win of like a large margin in order to kind of get the attention of the pollsters back, or bracketologists, or the committee, just to try to move up?
Yeah, I think multiple statement wins. Like, we can't just do it tonight. Like yeah, I agree. Like, I mean, sneaking by teams that aren't tournament teams. You know, I don't think, Toledo's like on the bubble talk possibly. I think they're a quality team. They're at 20 wins already, so they're obviously really good. But, and Akron's really good defensively, but they haven't, nobody's talking about them being a tournament team. So I think our next 2.5 weeks is a huge stretch for us. Like, we're going to show people we're worthy of maybe a 6 or a 5. At one point, people had us as a 5 seed, 6 seed. Are we going to – at one point, we were 14th in the polls. 14th in the polls is a 4 seed if you're going like that. So, if we can get back into those conversations, we're going to have multiple wins like this, not just one. But, yeah, I do think it's important.
How do you feel coming off? I think you had 5 or 7 on the road, something like that. This is your first of 3 at home, 4 or 6 if I'm getting the numbers right at home. How do you feel about coming from that heavy road stretch to now a lot of home games?
Hey, your numbers are right. You're usually good with the numbers, Jonah. No, I think it's great. Guys can get in the gym. I honestly felt like Javon had probably his 2 best practices of the year, the last 2 games. We've got a team that likes to get in the gym on their own a lot. It's a lot harder to do that on the road. Now when we're home, guys can get, we made 19 threes. Guys are getting in the gun. See, when you're on the road, the bus goes and you show up at an hour and a half before. I walk in 2 hours for the game and CJ's got the gun out shooting. I don't know when Javon's been in, but I'm pretty confident he's been in the gym quite a bit since we've been back with the way he's been playing in practice and shooting. So I think that's a big part of it, playing in front of 6,000 people that are cheering you on. Awesome. Jim Kelly spoke to the team after the game. You're getting like Buffalo celebrities coming out to the games. I think our players like to play in front of the crowd that we've been able to draw here in Buffalo too.
Coach, you said earlier today that your team's gotten off to slow starts in a lot of games recently. Did you see anything different in the first few minutes tonight that was, that changed the slow starts that you were having in the previous few games?
We looked a lot better. Our defensive intensity was a lot better. I wasn't really concentrating so much on the offense tonight. We were trying to talk about getting 3 stops in a row, how many stops we can get, how every media timeout I told them how many possessions Ohio had, how many stops. We were 5 out of 7 that. That time we were only 2 out of 7. We just talked about stops, and I thought our first 4 minutes, our defensive intensity was much better than it had been in previous games.
Putting so much emphasis on defense, then, does it surprise you at all that you guys scored a season high in points?
No, because when you think about defense, your offense just flows. Like, when you think about offense, your offense stinks because then you're overthinking it, you're selfish. You're upside down in the assisted turnovers because you're thinking you have to score X number of points. And we keep telling. Javon won the hard hat tonight. So you know how many times during the year the guy that wins the hard hat, who's doing all the dirty little stuff, also wins the scoring title. Like he had 26, led us in scoring, and won the hard hat. We keep trying to preach it. We did a correlation. I'm a math guy. I did a little linear regression correlation on the Excel for these guys. When your blue collar points are up, your scoring's up. Like, here it is. I showed it to him. Like, hopefully it's starting to resonate with. I think it resonated with Javon. He had the best game he's had since he's been here. The last time he played this well was probably at Bonaventure right after his grandfather passed. So, I was ecstatic. But I also tried to run some plays for him early because I thought he'd been that great in practice. So the first thing I told the team at halftime was, you don't think practice matters? Like, this is a kid who's had the 2 best practices of his life since he's been here, and he comes out and plays like this. So, yeah, I was happy with our intensity, our overall effort. I think all the guys did. You look at some of the minutes some of these guys play. CJ's used to playing 35 minutes a game. He plays 23, and he still has 23 points. So, he played hard. A lot of our guys were giving us great minutes.
So what's your perspective on the way Javon shot the ball in the first half? How do you and your teammates feed off that?
Man, he was unbelievable tonight. Man, I was right there next to him when he shot 3 or 4 of them, and I just seen like his confidence, like on his shot, like he didn't second guess it at all. It was kind of relaxed, and I knew it was good. And once I seen 3 or 4 go in, I told him at halftime when he had 19, just stay with it, try to stay focused. I mean, I've been in that position. Sometimes you can lose focus and get a little excited, and I just told him stay with it, and that's what he did. He had a really good, complete game. I'm proud of my boy over there.
What kind of things do you guys say to Devontae? Because he doesn't get a lot of credit. He's not in here too often, but 9 assists and 4 of your 5 first half threes came from him. What kind of conversations do you have with him just to keep him engaged?
I talk to him all game, like make sure he knows that doesn't go unnoticed. And then when he's open, try to find him. So yeah.
Yeah, he had 9 assists, 2 turnovers. I mean, I was kind of getting on him for his assisted turnovers the last few games. He told me that guys weren't making shots. I said, well, get them in the gym then. Like, we're back home, get them in the gym. Then they'll start making shots. So maybe he must have got Javon in the gym a little bit.
So, Coach, Jeff Goodman from WatchStadium.com wanted to know, is this performance to improve your efficiency numbers in the net rankings? Right after the game.
He, listen, if it was, we wouldn't have had 4 turnovers in the last 3 minutes. I mean, look, I know we've talked about this before, and you know, we wrote that article in Buffalo. Look, I emptied the bench. I played everybody I had capable of playing. My thing was I just wanted to get an effort from whoever was in the game for the whole 40 minutes. I think we had 108 with a lot of time left in the game, if I remember right. I don't know when we had 108, but it could have gotten much higher if I'd have left certain guys in. I emptied the bench. We had 4 turnovers in the last 3 minutes of the game, if I remember right. The answer is yes. I'm preaching to our guys all the time that every single possession does matter, and we do need to play every single possession out. But at the same time, I'm still a coach, and I'm going to try. We tried to run the clock out at the end. I know Janathan went to score. Here's my deal with the clock. I told the guys earlier, like, if they're done fouling and trying to trap us and steal the ball, we're just going to dribble the clock out. Well, we were going to dribble the clock out. All of a sudden, they decide they want to trap and try to steal the ball from us. So then Nate went in to try to score. Like, you know, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to the opponent, the game, or anything. We emptied the bench. But, yeah, I think that stuff all matters. So I'm going to play the bench, but I'm going to coach them as hard as I coach everybody else for the entire 40 minutes, if that makes sense.
You ever coach a team that scored 114 before?
It's a good question. Some of my teams at Romulus put some points up, but you only had 32 minutes to do it. I think our high there might have been like one. You know what? Matter of fact, we did score 114 once, but that's a different level. These are Division I players. We're playing Division I against Division I. Back then, I was playing Division I against like a couple Division III players or something. So, not when I had. I mean, the talent's not even. They've had injuries and whatever, but no, this was a pretty impressive offensive performance tonight by these guys.
That's good. All right, thank you.